Hey, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video.
Are you ready?
Fasten your seatbelts.
Drivers, start your engines.
Race activated. Sheer passion. Change the game forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Racing with Celebs.
I hope you are buckled up and comfortable in your seat as we put pedal to the metal in a brand new season of Racing with Celebs. The show is specially designed for you, where we put some of Mzansi's top celebrities through their paces. My name is Donovan Clyde, and together with Johan Sneeman, we will be here every episode to keep you informed and entertained. For all our old petrol heads, welcome back. To all our newbies, you are in for a ride. During each episode, we will be introducing you to a lot of famous faces. Not only are they celebrities, but some of them actually know how to check the oil. Today we are at Star Raceway in Klerksdorp with our first celebrity for Season 4. Star Raceway is a brand new motorsporting facility in the Northwest Province. They have a tar oval track, a motocross track as well as a drag strip, allowing them to cater for all your motorsport needs. But first things first, our celebrity for today is Kriya Gangiah. Kriya Gangiah is undoubtedly one of South Africa's most diverse media personalities. Blessed with a healthy dose of the so-called X Factor and a work ethic like no other, Kriya is fast becoming a force to be reckoned with. The vivacious presenter, actress, MC and businesswoman has come a long way since presenting Crazy on ETV in 2009. Currently a presenter for Mela on SABC3 and Supersport, it is easy to see why Kriya is both loved and respected in the industry. To add to an already impressive resume, Kriya is also a digital brand specialist, proving she is more than just a pretty face. Her extensive experience in both the corporate space and the entertainment industry has earned her the title of infotainment specialist. Even with more than reason to boast, it is remarkable how humble and grateful Kriya is. Her enthusiasm and gratitude about the career are infectious as she remains grateful to get paid to talk. Enough said. It is now time to introduce you to my co-host, Johan Sneeman.
Thanks, Donovan. My name is Johan, and together with Donovan, I will be introducing you to some of the hottest talent out there. But this is a racing show after all. So let's go and have a look at the category for today. The 1660 Stintop class allows for any road-using vehicles, LDVs and semi-space frame vehicles, fitted with a roll cage and safety harness. All the vehicles are fitted with a 1660cc engine, and no turbos or superchargers are allowed, allowing for close racing, with the winning factor being driver skills and preparations. Now that we know more about our category, it's time to introduce you to our celebrity, Kriya Gangiah. Kriya, welcome to Racing with Celebs, an honor for us to have you on the show.
It's really an honor to be here with you. I've always wanted to be on the show, so thank you for having me.
From a scale from 1 to 10, how nervous are you?
I'm gonna go with like a 7.5. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've had the privilege of driving in a race car before, but I haven't driven it myself, so this is a little bit nerve-wracking.
And what are your expectations for today?
I'm expecting to stall at least twice. That's definitely going to happen. But I'm expecting to have a lot of fun. I think it's going to be really nice to take it onto the track. I've never been to the Klerksdorp Star Raceway before, so I'm really looking forward to it.
To make sure you are safe at all times, let's do your safety brief.
Please, I'd appreciate that.
Join us after the break as Kriya Gangiah takes on oval racing at the Star Raceway. Welcome back to part 2 of Racing with Celebs. This week we're at the Star Raceway in Klerksdorp, a brand new motor racing facility in the Northwest Province. Our celebrity this week is Kriya Gangiah. She's ready to head out onto the track for her first chance to get a taste of what it's like behind the wheel of these tin-top oval racing machines. You can see her behind the wheel of the number 72, ready to go out onto track for the first time in her practice session. So, on to the circuit. Lovely sunny conditions here at the Star Raceway, and this is Kriya's first opportunity to be able to get used to these machines. Of course, they're very tricky so-and-sos to drive, and there's lots of things that you need to learn if you're used to driving on the road. It's a very different kettle of fish being on a racetrack. You can see her behind the wheel here, just weaving from left to right, trying to warm up those tyres and get some operating temperature behind the wheel of that car, because once you begin pushing it and going that little bit faster, you need to have the grip underneath you. You can see she's out on track here at the moment behind Hein Grobler, the number 10. He is just showing Kriya the racing lines at the moment. And that basically means that as you go onto the circuit, you take a nice wide line on the straight as close to the wall as you can, and then you come in nice and tight for the corner. Basically the shortest radius through the corner possible, and that's what Kriya needs to be learning here within this practice session. So you can see her here then coming down the straight. This is Hein now a bit later on in that practice session saying to Kriya, go past, I'll follow you for a bit, and we'll see how we get on that way, as he can just sort of get used to Kriya's racing lines and then hopefully give her some feedback after she's come in. So they're beginning to pick up the pace just ever so slightly here then. Into that right-hander, taking that nice tight line, hugging the inside of the apex like it's your Freyvik Rennie, and then on to the outside of the circuit, onto the wall, and then back again for the next corner. It seems quite easy in principle, but of course when you're going these speeds, it's not that big of a task, but when you begin to pick up the pace under racing conditions, that's when things will get that little bit more difficult. So the practice session comes to an end, and we get ready then to go racing for the first time here at the Star Raceway in Klerksdorp. So there's going to be a warming up lap for our drivers, and then we'll get the green flag racing to go underway. You can see there just on the outside, that was number 46 of Christian Dodgson in the red number 46 machined. And there is Kriya right towards the back end of the field, just getting herself acquainted with that car. We ride on board here with Gangiah now. As I'm sure you're aware, one of the most diverse media personalities within South Africa, and fast becoming a force to be reckoned with as a presenter, an actress, an MC and a businesswoman. So she's done a lot, but can she conquer the racetrack here today? That's going to be the crucial question. Now we should be getting the race underway, but I believe we're going to be having another warming up lap because Kriya's just a little bit off the back of the field, so we'll get her grouped up with the rest of the competitors, and then we'll get this race underway here at the Star Raceway. There is Kriya. We ride on board with her, again using those racing lines as she was taught within that practice session. And now we're ready then to get this race underway. Let's see what is going to happen then here at the Star Raceway. Let's see what happened with Kriya Gangiah as well. Green flag is go, and race 1 here at the Star Raceway for Racing with Celebs is underway. The field comes down towards the first corner. Gangiah quite a way off the back of the rest of the field. We run on board here with Marius Gouls at the moment then, the number 76 just going past the number 99. That's Victor Dodgson. He's up the inside of there and trying to find his way through. Dodgson there a little bit wide in the red number 99 on the outside of the circuit. Lots of great action taking place up and down the field then as the drivers come through. Again, those nice tight lines there make that just that bit easier for the drivers as they are able to get track position, shorten the radius of that corner. And if you run too wide, you can really see the dust and the dirt on the outside of the circuit, which is obviously not what you want in terms of grip conditions. There is Marius Gouls, who we were riding on board with a few moments ago, just making his way through on the mid-pack. We ride on board with him once again. Looking ahead. Oh, bit of contact there, and that sends him off to the infield of the circuit, onto the grass. Can he make it back through onto the tarmac? Yes, he can. Thankfully there, the young driver managing to avoid too much drama, but, well, that wouldn't have been something that he'll be smiling about, I'm sure, behind the wheel of his helmet at the moment. One thing to mention, of course, although Kriya is not fighting in and amongst this pack. It's just such a huge achievement. There is Kriya just getting lapped by a few competitors, but it's such a huge achievement for her to be out on track here. You know, this is such a difficult thing to turn your hand to when you don't have experience of being on a racetrack and perhaps experience of just driving in general. Maybe you're not such a big driver on the road, and you can see her there doing a good job just keeping her line, keeping out the way of the other competitors there going through. Very sensible driving there from Gangiah, and great from the rest of the competitors up and down the field to just recognise that Kriya's not going to be able to go as fast. But as I said, you know, a huge achievement for her to be out on track here nonetheless, and great to see her taking to it so well. Just keeping this thing in a straight line and not having any incidents on track is going to be a task within itself. Here we are then, on to the last lap. We've got Christian Dodgson then on the inside, going for a little battle. Let's see how this is going to play out then with the red number 46. They're side by side for second position as they come through. It's going to be Andre van der Westhuizen, who looks like he's going to hold on for the victory, but who is going to get second place? It'll be Ruan Nagal then in the 102, who holds on for second by the skin of his teeth from Christian Dodgson. Well, a fantastic race there for race one here in Racing with Celebs. Let's see what happens then for race two as the drivers come out onto the track for the second time then here today. Just making their way onto the circuit. And we saw some good racing action in that first one. Let's hope we get the same here in race two. There is Kriya. We ride on board with her, making her way onto the track for the second time. And let's see what she is going to be able to do behind the wheel of that machine. Hopefully, of course, as she gets more seat time, she'll get more confident with the car, and her pace will improve as well. So we ride on board with her then, just coming down in towards that right-hander, forming up with the rest of the field before the start of this race, just looking around her, making sure there are no other vehicles, of course, and making sure she's in the right gear before we get this race underway. Lots of tension then down on the grid as we get the pace lap underway here for race two of Racing with Celebs. The field departs as they make their way down in towards that first corner, getting the heat into the tyres and the brakes. Andre van der Westhuizen, of course, taking the win in race one. Will he be able to do the same here in race two? That will remain to be seen. Some good action as well from Ruan Nagal in the 102. He lines up then on the outside at the sharp end of the field. So let's see here then as Christian Dodgson in the 46 is on the inside. We get ready to get this one underway then here. Race two at the Star Raceway in Klerksdorp is underway down towards the first corner. Christian Dodgson with the inside line. Can he get the lead? Yes, he can. Can he hold on to it though till the end of the race? That is going to be the crucial question. Lots of side-by-side action up and down the field. There is the number 53 looking like he's losing a couple of positions as the field begins to come through then, and you can see there on the outside that is the 76. That's Marius Gouls, who we rode on board with so much in that first race. He's now making his way through the field up into second position. Dodgson now is moving back down the field as the rest of the drivers begin to get confidence in the machinery underneath them as they come out onto the straight once again to start another lap. Up the inside comes Christian then in the 46 in the red machine. Can he make his way through back into the podium positions? Well, it remains to be seen, but it's getting pretty close between them as it stands at the moment. Still side by side as they come through there then. Brilliant racing action up and down the field. There is Kriya just being lapped by the rest of the competitors. A little bit sideways for Christian Dodgson there going through that first corner. Kriya Gangiah, we ride on board with her as she just keeps herself out of trouble. Again, really hard to just overstate how impressive her performance is out on track. Just to keep herself out of trouble, keep it on the straight and narrow and really push herself out of her comfort zone here within this race. Here is Ruan Nagal then still battling with Christian Dodgson into that first turn. No way through there for Nagal at the moment, but can they find their way through before the end of this race? That remains to be seen. Here's Dodgson then hugging that inside line, pushing Nagal towards the outside onto the dirty part of the circuit. Side by side they still run as we cross back to look here then at our celebrity of Kriya Gangiah. Just with a bit of pressure from Ruan, who's coming up behind then. And Christian Dodgson and the rest of the retaining field then coming on through into that first turn. Another overtake there being made. That's Andre van der Westhuizen, the race 1 winner, now up ahead of Ruan Nagal, who's going backwards then at this stage, it must be said. And on to the straight they go once more. Just keeping that pressure on to one another. So down the order goes Victor Dodson in the number 99 as he slides down the order. Christian Dodson, meanwhile, now up the inside of Marius Vuls in the 76. So looks to be a technical problem there for the 76 as he pulls off to the outside of the circuit. That'll be a big shame there for them, as here comes Christian Dodson up the inside once again. Just making their way through on Kriya there as she gets lapped once more here then in this race, but again doing a fantastic job out there on track, really close side-by-side action we go once again down the start-finish straight into the first corner. Nagal on the outside, Christian Dodson on the inside, and this has been the story all race really. Let's see whether we're going to see any positions changing hands before the end of this one. We might have another driver joining the party before too long then here as well. Let's see how that begins to play out. Onto the last lap we go. Up the inside, here comes Christian Dodson. Ruan Nagal pushed towards the outside once more. Just one more straight and another corner left. Down in towards that right-hander we go. Fantastically close racing once again here at the Star Raceway. Over the time line we go. The race is won by Christian Holtzhausen in the K6 machine. Then it's Christian Dodson ahead of Yanni van Nijkerk in the 213 machine, getting them up into the podium positions at the end of that race, with Kriya Gangiah there coming over the timing line. Race 3 about to get underway then here at the Star Raceway. Drivers just moving their way off of the field, but not there for the number 53, who just has a bit of a slow getaway. Thankfully managing to get that car started and out and ready to go, but let's see what is going to happen then here in this third race. In towards that right-hander we go, and ready to start the race then here. So the third oval race here is underway. On the outside there, that is the green number 25 of Kenny Olberhausen, I believe, who is making his way through the field. And let's see how this all begins to play out there. Christian Dodson in the red 46 just beginning to lose a little bit of time. Oh, and a problem there, I'm afraid. And that looks like suspension failure actually for the number 96. That's Kenny Marias, I apologise, who was on the outside. And clearly a technical problem. Yeah, just going then through the corner. The right rear suspension gives way. Thankfully, the rest of the field doing a decent job of avoiding it, but that is going to mean the car is stranded, and then we're going to likely have a red flag situation then here. Well, that is a big shame there for Kenny Marias. He'll be very disappointed with that. You can see very clearly it's a broken suspension. In fact, you can see the shock absorber there detached from the wheel, so I wonder whether it is a brake hub assembly that's broken or something along the lines of that. Either way, for Kenny Marias, sadly, a very early end to that race, and he'll be disappointed with that after starting so high up the field. There is the number 72 on the inside, Kriya Gangiah. What can she do then in this race, starting a bit further up in the pack in this one? Of course, we shouldn't be expecting her to set the world alight. Of course, they've got many factors to consider, least of all is damaging the car. They don't want to damage the car, they want to damage themselves, and they want to be able to prove that I'm sure that they can keep it on the straight and narrow. Let's see what happens then as we get the restart underway then here for the third race at the Star Raceway. Into that first corner, there's Kriya Gangiah. As the rest of the field come through, we ride on board here then with Kriya. Nice smooth movements on that steering wheel. One of the drivers there just going up the inside in the number 63 as they make their way up the field. Again, just keeping that nice tight line there for Kriya and just keeping it on the straight and narrow. Very important stuff there as she comes through. And not being intimidated by other competitors as well. I think it's really important to mention that as she comes through. Just not weaving, not moving aggressively, abruptly up and down the field. And we ride on board with her here. She's definitely got a more confident and quicker behind the wheel of that machine over the course of the day. Of course, one practice session and two races that she's had her now here as we sit in this final race. And let's see what she is going to be able to do. And that, I'm afraid, is a problem for the number 25. That is Kenny Elberson, I'm afraid, who has got a problem and has pulled off to the inside of the circuit. We're on the last lap, though, here once again in the battle for the top positions in this race. And let's see what's going to happen down towards that checkered flag. It is going to be Ruan Nagal who takes the win from Andre van der Westhuizen. Christian Dodson comes home in third position at the end of that race. A brilliant end to action here at the Star Raceway. Let's catch up though with Kriya, see what she makes of it.
You know what? It's something completely different. I've never raced on an oval track before. I've never raced myself before. So it was definitely something really cool. And at the end, I got a little nudge. I think I was going too slow. The guys tried to help me along, but definitely a cool experience.
I were entering hard and then I pressed the brake and I missed it. And I were into the car in front of me. That moment, it wasn't fun, but the rest was fun.
Join us after the break where we get up close and personal with our celebrity this week, Kriya Gangiah. Welcome back to Racing with Celebs as we catch up with Kriya Gangiah. 1. I have had less than 5 speeding tickets in the last year.
So lucky enough, it is kind of during COVID time, so I didn't have to take my car out the house as much. Although I would say that I do drive over the speed limit quite regularly, so I've got lots of traffic fines.
2. What is your dream car?
Oh, dream car. You know what, I'm a bit of an old school girl. I want a 1989 Mini Cooper. I think that's definitely what I want.
3. Describe your perfect holiday.
That's a good one. Because I love to travel. I'm literally, any chance I can get, I'm traveling. We've been lucky enough to do stuff like the Northern Lights. The next one on my bucket list is I want to follow the cherry blossoms through Japan. So for me, it's got to be something exciting, something new, something different, and that's what makes it perfect. Whether it's a beach or a city, it doesn't really matter.
4. What do you like to do in your spare time?
In my spare time, I'm a dog person, so I love to take the dogs out, whether it be just down the road to the park or for a weekend away in Dalstrom to do some fishing, just some downtime with the dogs.
5. If you can choose between a sports car, SUV or 4x4, which one?
Oh, that's tough. See, I like a good adventure, so I'm definitely in for a 4x4. But then my second car, I think will definitely be a sports car, and if I had a choice, a convertible as well.
6. I have Googled myself.
Oh, everybody does that. Even you've done that, Johan. We all Google ourselves.
7. If you get stuck in a road with a flat tyre, do you change it yourself or call someone for assistance?
So I can actually change a tire. I have done it before, but it's a little bit messy. So the closer I am to civilization, yes, I will end up calling someone.
8. I have bought takeout and claimed that I cooked it myself.
Oh, no, never. No, not in my house. I love to cook. So if you're going to come over, it's always going to be a home-cooked meal.
9. I have used my fame to get a freebie.
I think everybody has. It's part of the bit about being famous. You got to use it every now and again, right?
Kriya Gangiah, thank you for your time today.
Thank you for joining us for our first episode of Racing with Celebs Season 4. I know you have enjoyed it as much as I did. For more information on the series, categories or celebrities, please visit our Facebook page, Racing with Celebs, or download our mobile app Racing with Celebs from the Apple iStore or Google Play Store. Until next week, Asja.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video.